Hello everyone, I'm Rohan Jowallah. I am working from the United States and I work at UCF. I'm a senior instructional designer. Let me say that I've been in technology for the longest time. I remember back in Jamaica, we had the black and white television. I had to go outside to ensure that that pole was rightly set to access GBC. Back then, they called it. Now, fast forward, we all have digital devices in our hands. And let me tell you, these are powerful tools. I'm here to talk about artificial intelligence and data intelligence and how they can assist us in education and in evaluation. These can help us move forward to points where we have never been. Using good, fair, and helpful assessment, we can guide the way further. So let me say that we're in for a wonderful time. Data intelligence refers to the process of gathering, understanding, and using data to inform decisions, of course. It involves your techniques of sorting that data, interpreting that data, and fine-tuning that data. It's so important. And with this comes a promise, the promise of data intelligence. And data intelligence promises to do so much, to use data to inform students' learning and to use data even to design assessment. So there is an importance of using data. I said recently that those institutions that control the data will control the system. And you know what I'm talking about, because if you have the data, then you can fine-tune so many things. Just look at your phone. Facebook is able to attract you with feeds because they have your data. Now, harnessing artificial intelligence. Remember back in the 1950s, if you follow the track of artificial intelligence, we saw the emergence where data was going to be used to transform algorithms. And in recent times, artificial intelligence techniques have moved beyond. They have reinvented assessments. AI can now automate scoring, and you can see many institutions are talking about that. You can have open-ended questions using natural language processing that can formulate these questions. Artificial intelligence can enrich assessment. In recent years, we're seeing where artificial intelligence technologies have shown promise to even reinvent assessment. AI can be automated in the sense that it can provide feedback, can create tests, and can produce content to an extent that it can even evaluate the content it created. The AI tutoring system is promising. We can see where people are introducing chatbots. I have used avatars in recent times, but I'm not liking the avatars because why do I need someone to impersonate me and to pretend to be me when teaching and learning is a social practice? However, as we deploy these algorithms and we think about harnessing intelligence as it relates to assessment, enriching assessment, we have to understand that we must audit what we're doing. We must validate any system that we're using for assessment in general. When we look at combining data intelligence with, of course, artificial intelligence, we can say that we have to use the data ethically. Data analytics can give an insight into what students need to learn or what they're learning given that evaluation. These technologies make assessment processes more efficient, personalized, and meaningful. But above all, let us not forget that teaching again is a social practice that requires human elements. So when you combine data intelligence with artificial intelligence, you have to understand that the both must work together within a context of humanizing the teaching experience. Let me say that the future of artificial intelligence and data intelligence in assessment is looking good. Moving forward, data intelligence and artificial intelligence will continue to transform the assessment. We must shape the trajectory through collaboration. These technologies can either undermine our humanity or enhance our humanity. By working together, we must understand that we have to build a framework that is flexible enough, strong enough, and one that will allow for continuing improvement. We can't continue to say, you know what app works best? How can I do this using that application? Well, as I stated this morning to a colleague, we must think purposefully about technology and, of course, using the pedagogy, because both combined will give you the best assessment as it relates to students' learning. I do see the future to an extent based on where I'm looking and where I'm standing. I'm standing in Florida, that is. But where do I see the future going? I see a future that has potential. I want to say that with data intelligence and, of course, artificial intelligence, it will transform the assessment process. But if we are to go there, the Caribbean nations must come together. They must come together and use the technologies in schools that we have already to assess them, and we must set a framework for the next 5 to 10 years. First, I would suggest that we look at where we are and we say to ourselves, let's start piloting some stuff that we can use. Let's look at the technology we're using now and focus on training staff. Let us focus on using data, getting staff to understand the power of data in teaching and learning, the power of data in assessment, and so forth. Let us look at it. We must audit what we're doing, and we must ensure that the tools we're using are sustainable to ensure that we maximize what we're doing here. So over the next 3 years, I would say we have a pilot. We select a few schools in each country and deliberately plan to incorporate AI tutors and so forth. And that could be data dashboards that would check on students' progress. With extensive outcome monitoring and feedback, we can fine-tune a system that will not only elevate learning, but also will bring a conscious effort of where we want to go as a Caribbean territory. With this said, policymakers must understand the need for investment and to listen to educators to create effective adoption where necessary. By the end of the decade, we should be able to normalize AI and data tools in assessment and put in guardrails to protect our individuals who are using it. Build strong policies and have oversight, because without oversight, we are going to be having a serious problem. Let me say that with all of these being said, I want to say that we should move forward in doing that, because remember, we have a responsibility to educate the next generation. Teachers need to be empowered by using the technology that they want. With collaboration, Caribbean countries working together, we can walk the line. We can walk the line of integrating data analytics. We can walk the line of integrating AI to expand students' growth while centering on the need for ethics in our assessment. When, of course, we will be smart. We'll have the wisdom to do so. If we focus on people first, then technology will really increase, and our progress in the next 10 years or so will be more than you can imagine. But we must build a framework that is sound enough for our assessment and our data to be intact and used ethically within our system. Thanks for listening. Over to you, moderator.